Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, I hope that you are doing good and staying well. In our last video, we went to 2 different locals after choosing to build branded. I wanted to build the deck and go to locals to refamiliarize ourselves with the different cards and the play patterns in preparation for the brand new sport coming out in Burst Protocol. Well, Burst Protocol is finally here because today marks the first day of the pre-release weekend for the set. And as a result, we have got a lot of things to talk about. I always have a lot of fun at pre-release weekends and I always try to enter them whenever I can. For those of you who don't know, OTS stores are able to sell and distribute packs from the latest set a little bit earlier than the official release in order to give players a chance to get their hands on the latest cards, as well as participate in this kind of mini draft format where you get 5 packs, half an hour to build a deck, and then you compete against all of the other players in order to win the coveted pre-release playmat. It's honestly a lot of fun, especially if you enjoy draft formats like I do. And, you know, in our time, we have managed to win a fair few pre-release playmats. Just saying. But unfortunately, we won't have a chance to compete in the pre-release event later today because we have got something even more exciting in store. Tony and I have managed to get our hands on a case of Burst Protocol, and we're going to head round to his flat later on today, crack it open, and hopefully pull everything that we are going to need for going into the next format. I hardly ever buy sealed product because my pack luck is honestly so terrible. When the full card list was released, Tony and I looked at the set and realized that between the two of us, we basically wanted everything from it. And it just made sense for us to pull the proverbial trigger, so to speak. Fingers crossed we managed to get everything that we need from the set. Obviously, we are looking for all of the branded stuff. Maybe some Elf Note stuff would be really good. Some Starlight Rares, maybe, please. I know that Tony's also looking to get his hands on the new Rocket cards, so hopefully we'll be able to pull plenty of those as well. I've never opened a case of a new set before, so this is definitely a crossing off of the bucket list kind of moment for me. I personally can't wait, so let's just get right on into it. So we actually ended up pulling really well from our case. I think we ended up pulling basically an entire Elf Notes core, except for a single copy of the ultra rare Tinia, I think it's called. So we need to see about picking up one of those sometime soon. We only ended up getting 2 Crowns and 2 Spenters, but we did manage to pull 4 Starlights from the set, including a Starlight Sheena, which is holding a little bit of value as of filming this. So hopefully we'll be able to trade those off for the last Spenter and hopefully some more Crowns so that both Tony and I can have a full play set. But the thing that we were after more than anything else were these. 2 copies of The Fallen in White and a single copy of Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon. Unfortunately not Starlight Rare, but hey, I am just happy that we managed to get our hands on them. Now, I don't want to hear any, oh, but Matt, you guys split a case, so how come you get all the Albazes and you get all the Spenters? We are 100% sharing everything that we've pulled. It just so happens that these are the things that I want to be toying around with in the short term. When the time comes that Tony also wants to use these cards and build a deck with them in, then of course he will have access to them as well. So I don't want to hear it. It's been a couple of days now since we opened the case and we have had the opportunity to play around a little bit with the new branded cards. We've made a bit of a start building a deck. We've kind of elected for a bit more of a mid-rangey hand trap approach. And it's safe to say that these cards single-handedly do revamp the play style of the deck, especially if you're building a bit more of a mid-range approach like I am. But I figured rather than just tell you about it, why not show you exactly what these cards are capable of. So I just want to show you a really quick 1 card, 1.5 card combo that we can now do with the new Fallen of the White Dragon card from the latest set. All this combo needs is a single copy of Fallen of the White Dragon and any light or dark monster. I should note that you can do this combo, or at least something similar to it, if you choose to play the Golden Sword Soul in your deck. Currently I am not playing that card, but I think there is a little bit of merit to it if you want to play a build a bit kind of close to the ground and a bit more mid-range. But anyway, if you don't want to play the Golden Sword Soul, then you'll just need any other light or dark monster. For this example, we are going to use a copy of Tri-Brigade Makuria. What you want to do for the combo is activate the effect of Fallen the White Dragon, sending a copy of the Dragon that Devours the Dogma to the graveyard. You want to special summon it and use its effect to special summon a copy of the Incredible Ecclesia from the deck. Big shout out to Timo for letting me borrow this beautiful Starlight Rare from Burst of Destiny. So we special summon that from the deck, and then you immediately synchro the 2 cards into a copy of the brand new Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon. We then use Ecclesia's effect, banishing herself, to special summon a copy of Cartesia from the deck, and we immediately use Cartesia's effect to fuse herself and the light or dark monster in hand into a copy of Grangridnell. Use Grangridnell's effect, sending a copy of Titaniclad from our extract to the graveyard, and we move to the end phase. During the end phase, we start by using Titaniclad's effect to special summon a copy of Quem from the deck. We can then use Quem's effect to send any card that mentions Fallen of Arbaz from our deck to a graveyard. In this scenario, we are going to send a copy of High Spirits, which we can immediately add back because Fusion Monster was sent to the grave this turn. Next, we're going to use the effect of the Dragon that Devours the Dogma to add a copy of Fallen and the Virtuous to our hand. We are going to activate the Fallen and the Virtuous, sending Albion from our extra deck to the grave, targeting our Grang to destroy it. Then, because a card left the extra deck, we can use Quem's effect to special summon back our copy of Cartesia. Now that we have an Albion in grave, we can use his effect to set any branded spell or trap card. Now here we've got a few options. We can either set another copy of the Fallen and the Virtuous, a copy of Retribution, or branded in red if you choose to play it. We are currently not playing branded in red, so these are the main 2 options that we are going to go for. I personally like the idea of setting branded Retribution game 1. I just think that a summon negate is a lot more universally applicable than just a pop or a reborn. Also in the end phase, we can use Ecclesia's effect to add back to hand, as well as the effect of the Incredible Ecclesia in grave to add that back to our hand. I know it doesn't immediately look like a lot, but you need to remember this was a 1.5 card combo, but this is a little bit more than it seems. We have got Ecclesia and the Dark Dragon's effect to tag out to summon back the copy of the Fallen and the White Dragon, which can get us back our Ecclesia from hand. Here the Ecclesia can tag out into a copy of Original Albaz, which can fuse into something like a Mirror Jade. We can then use Cartesia to fuse away the Fallen of Albaz and something like a Secretarian Dragon or another copy of Grangrignol. And on top of all that, we have got a Summon Negate, which also brings back our resources from the Retribution. So there is quite a lot here, but obviously your end board is subject to the deck that you are playing against, as well as whether or not you get interrupted. Branded is one of those decks where you definitely need to adapt your plays as you are playing in order to best play into whatever deck your opponent has got. I just wanted to demonstrate this as a baseline of the type of thing that the deck can now do without Branded Fusion post support. I want to preface by saying that this is just an example of the type of thing that the deck can do with the new support. I in no way, shape or form think that this is like the optimal combo or the optimal end board. We're still very early into the deck's lifespan, and I'm sure even by the time this video comes out, there might be some new combos and new things that people have figured out with these cards that is significantly more optimal. I will also be honest and say that with our current build, the lines with Branded Fusion are a bit weird. I found that you need to be playing bricks like Tragedy and Lubellion in order to really optimize what you can do with Branded Fusion. There's a lot of things that we need to figure out, still a lot of tweaks that need to be made, but that is what these videos are for. Please do let me know if there are any other combos or ideas that you've got to better improve the ceiling of pure Branded. Now, I'm going to be honest and tell you that last weekend we did actually enter a winner box tournament. It wasn't anything big, it was just like an 8-man pod that we held at locals for pre-release, but I'm going to be honest, it did not go very well at all. Yeah, we went X2 in that one. So far, all of our testing with the new support has consisted of playing against Tony on Enneacraft, which is basically unwinnable because none of our interruptions do anything against that deck. We also played against Andy a lot against Exorcister, which the matchup seemed okay, but the fact that they can just basically go any 2 level 4s into an Omni Negate, they can play a lot of non-engine, and if they can get to the Xyz, which is basically Abyss Dweller, it becomes really, really hard, really hard. And then we played against Timo on Vanquish Soul K9, and that deck can play Dimension Shifter, so yeah, great testing. Really glad that we've made the choices that we have done. But it is fine, we are going to try and not be too deterred by it. We've been doing a lot of research this last week, and we're feeling ready to beat that 2-2 record at locals. So, let's get into it. So we finally got a little bit of time between rounds of locals. It's looking to be a bit of a shorter locals today. The shop is a little bit quieter than it has been the last couple of weekends, which is a bit of a fresh change. It means that we can get some recordings in between matches like this. Round one, we played against Timo on Vanquish Soul K9, and he bricked both games. We managed to play through Ash, through a loss, and Magnum up, which, you know, feels pretty good. And then round two, we played against Sam on Cool Tune. Had a really grindy game one, but a top deck super polymerization sealed it for us. Then game two, we opened Aluber and triple Ash Blossom, but thankfully his board wasn't too great and we were able to take it 2-0. We're on to the final round of the day against Josh, who is waiting for me as we speak. One sec. Wait there. It's content. It's content. We'll see how it goes. So, third and final round of locals didn't go too great. Played against Josh on Radiant Typhoon. It was our first time playing against Radiant Typhoon since the new support came out, so we weren't too familiar with the interactions, and we lost game one with a top deck Crossayer after triggering it with our own Fallen the Virtuous. And then game two, we just opened pretty suboptimally. Brand Fusion by itself just isn't what it used to be when you don't run cards like Tragedy, and our end board just died to the 15 to 20 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon that he has got access to in his deck. We didn't finish X2, which is always progress for us. And yeah, after not doing too great a pre-release weekend, we're feeling much better about it. Hopefully, we should come in top 3 with the X1 record. We'll just see how it goes. Second place finish, 8-man locals, 2 prize packs. Starlight Crown, inbound.
Close.
Assault mode?
Yeah.
Anything? No.
Here, assault.
It's hard speed. Andy.
Come on.
Oh. So there we have it, 2 weeks in following the release of the brand new support in Burst Protocol, and we have already come home with a second place finish at locals. Now, obviously, it wasn't the biggest tournament on earth. It was only about 8 or 9 players, and we did get very lucky round one against Timo, where he basically just drew unplayable both games. But what I'm choosing to take away from this is that the brand new version of the branded deck can compete on a competitive level against some of the top decks like Radiant Typhoon, Branded Dracotail, and Vanquish Soul K9. Obviously, we're still in the early stages of deck building, and I'm still trying to refine exactly what cards we do and don't want to play in our deck. In the time it's taken me to put this video together, there have been a lot of topping lists that have come out from regionals over in the States, and it's really cool because it seems as though a lot of players are finding success with a more kind of low to the ground, mid-range, hand trap build of branded, which is exactly what we want to go for. It's kind of nice to have that validation in ideas that we've had for deck building, as well as it's given me some ideas as to exactly what I want to change for the deck going forward. A good example being that I think that Branded in Red needs to find its way back into the list. But that's it for this video. I want to talk more about the changes that we're going to make to our list next time. I know this video is a little bit different. It's a bit more talking, a bit less gameplay. I just wanted to make sure that we could get this video out either before or around the time of the 300th YCS, because I think that's going to be where some more topping lists come through. We're going to get a better idea of exactly where the format is heading and where our deck can sit within that. Unfortunately, we are not able to attend YCS Dortmund, so we're going to have to miss out on this one. I'm really interested to see if any pure rendered decks end up topping either Dortmund, Richmond, or Guadalajara, and who knows, maybe some interesting tech choices will come from those events, but only time will tell. As always, thank you so much for watching this video and being a part of this leg of our Yu-Gi-Oh journey. It really, really does mean a lot. I hate saying it, but if you did enjoy it, please consider subscribing because it really motivates me to continue making content just like this. And do let me know if you enjoyed this more Yapathon style video or if you missed the narration gameplay. We're just trying stuff out. We're still trying to see what works, what doesn't work. And yeah, see you guys next time.